Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can I get a quick audio check, please? Mike, is that better? Does it sound a little bit better now? All right, sounds like I'm coming in okay. First of all, just want to introduce myself. My name is Colin Keena. I work as a broker with 3T Futures, and also help out, Morgan do some TradingPub events, specifically here on the Nadex platform. So just want to thank you everyone for showing up, for being here. And yeah, guys, if you're having some audio trouble and you can't hear me, or you think that it's not updating or something, hit F5, or just you can log out and log right back in, and it should work for you. So anyhow, guys, thanks a lot for everyone being here. It's really all up to you guys, to people looking to increase their knowledge, to get a little bit more educated on trading, to be better traders. So these events wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys looking for more knowledge, like I said, and we really are grateful to have such a good following, and have such so many good people, so many great people interested in trading, and really expanding upon their trading knowledge. I just want to give you guys give yourselves a pat on the back, because like I said, we wouldn't be having these events, we wouldn't be doing these types of things if they weren't successful, if we didn't have the interest from you guys. So that's this is really great. Kudos to all of you here right now, and since we all are here, we want to make this a positive experience. We want everyone here to really get what they came for, which is some good education, some good just some good overall education, knowledge, and just sharing our thoughts. Yes, absolutely, Arian. I got to say, my brother-in-law is actually a scout for the Kansas City Chiefs. So definitely thank you for all that. I know there's a lot more. People were definitely affected in a lot bigger way than just my brother-in-law, my family. So that's really not here nor there. But what an awful tragedy. What a terrible thing to do. And it just goes to show you guys that you can have it all. You can be a top of your game playing football, and be a hero to everyone else, and still have some some demons, still have some issues. So I think one of the guys on the Chiefs team said it best. Don't ever be afraid to talk. Don't ever be afraid to talk to anybody, and that certainly rings true to any walk of life that you may come from, whether you're just a regular old broker like me, or a multi-million-dollar football player. But anyway, just a terrible situation, and it's a tough weekend. But anyhow, guys, let's getting back to why we're here today. We want to talk a little bit about the Nadex platform here, and like I was saying, guys, before, we're all here to gain some knowledge, some information. So let's keep it positive. If there are some things that you might see that are confusing, let's just ask some questions in a nice way. There's always a good way to go about things. Always a nice way to go about things. If something is confusing to you or upsetting to you, we're gonna have there's plenty of people that you can shoot an email to that Mike can give you some one-on-one attention after the presentation. So if you do have some questions, you do have some problems, we definitely will have some good Q&A session during this presentation. But if it's something that you feel like you were getting skipped over or getting ignored, shoot somebody an email. Like I said, there's plenty of people that will take the time to get back to you and help you out with any troubles that you might have here. But you guys see Daryl type in. We're gonna have Daryl. He's gonna come on and really share some knowledge. Really take up the bulk of this presentation. With some good some good trading opportunities, good trade calls, and just some good overall education and knowledge. So he'll come on in about maybe 10 minutes or so. But I want to go ahead and give everybody opportunity. First thing you guys see here, there's a few. There are a couple of links here that are important that I want everybody to copy down before we really get started. And that's the first one, most important one, is the email. This first link at support@tradingpub.com. When you open an account, we want to see you guys shoot over an email here, and that will give you access to we'll be able to make sure and get you access to all the different free education that we've done on Nadex. There's a bunch of different videos, that are available to you online there to kind of help you learn the platform, give you some ins and outs and some good insights to the platform. So make sure you guys copy down these two links here. These are actually both interactive, so if you guys want to just click right there on the actual link, that will send you over to where you need to go here. So anyway, guys, let me go ahead. First, I just want to offer up just a general introduction to the platform, and then we're going to have Daryl Martin come on and talk to us about his, he's going to talk to us about his thoughts on the market and some opportunities that he sees. So let me go ahead and give me a few minutes, guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to desktop sharing. All right, one more second, guys. Just taking a second to load up here. Let's see. Can everybody see that okay? All right, everybody's able to see that. All right, what you're looking at, this is just the basic old platform here for Nadex. It's not a separate piece of software. It's just it's actually just a website. You just log in to. You go to nadex.com and log in. Is your trading platform. This is what comes up. This is what you'll actually be trading off of. So there's no extra software to download. There's no added fees for a platform. There's no added fees for any kind of data. It's basically just a execution platform that you guys can use. And like I said, no extra cost, no data, and very simple to use. And it's actually, they have a really great iPhone app, or smartphone app, not just iPhone, excuse me, but they have a great smartphone app. And so you can actually be connected to Nadex, be trading Nadex anywhere, wherever you have an internet connection from. So if you guys don't have smartphones, or if you're thinking about getting a smartphone and you do want to trade the Nadex, well, that's just another great reason to go ahead and take the plunge. And Hans, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me? Is that Hans? Well, I'm sorry. Okay. There might be something wrong with your audio. I'm not sure, guys. Do I sound like I'm stuffed up or something, or it might just be your audio. Sorry, I don't really. Anyways, I apologize. Anyway, guys, let me move on here. Um, Thank you, Susan. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's just what I was saying. Yeah, so wherever you guys have internet access, you have an opportunity to get on the Nadex, to trade Nadex. Like I said, they've got a great smartphone app, so you can really, trade the Nadex wherever you may go, whatever your day may take you. You're always going to have access. So, it's a great vehicle, really good platform, really great vehicle to trade. Mainly, those of you who have a little bit of experience with the Nadex know how your risk is defined, how risk is your capped, and it's like I said, it's a really good vehicle, especially those of you who may be new to trading, um, not really at this point, able to, fund a $5,000 to $10,000 account, but you still want to be involved with the trading and still want to, be able to look at markets, frame markets, and keep your eye on and gain knowledge and gain some experience with the markets. Well, Nadex might be the great thing for you. It's really simple to actually. It's really easy to actually deposit money. You can do it right here for the platform. It takes about 15 minutes to do a quick e-check. You can open up account with as little as you can open the account with as little as $100. Um, so like I said, so if some of you are new to trading, not exactly ready to go ahead and fund a big a big trading account, a regular futures trading account, well, this is the opportunity that you have to still be involved, still be able to make some money, is the important thing, of course, and do it with a low bankroll, and doing it and still being able to have the opportunity to not only make money but have the opportunity to, you know, have your risk capped and do it in a smart and very simple way. But and we'll get more into that. Daryl will definitely share his thoughts on these markets and how to trade these markets here just a few minutes. But before we give him the floor, I just wanted to go ahead and just real quickly go through the platform, kind of go through what we're looking at right here. You can see just here at the top right, you see these highlighted little tabs right here. These are actually all working windows that we have that actually have up. This is a good platform to really be able to personalize and make your own. Like I said, you've got all these windows here. You can actually make, kind of organize them in different ways. You see just how I have it basically organized, just real simple, kind of how I've found it to work the best for me. What you're looking at here is these windows, the Finder windows. This is going to be where you can find um, all of your possible markets to be trading right now. You see you've got both binaries and bull spreads on the indices, binaries and bull spreads on your Forex, currency pairs. You've got commodities, you get your bull spreads and your binaries there, events, and then your underlying. Underlying is actually going to be your spot rates for your currency markets, for these Forex currency pairs. So you can actually see the actual market in the Forex pair, and that's another great thing because not only do you with most futures trading, not only do you have to open up a separate futures account, but most companies will make you open up a separate Forex account. So 2 different accounts you would have to open, but are being taken care of just by having one account, the Nadex account. You're still able to trade, just about, there's still not as many products available on Nadex that you can get with a regular futures account, but they're still, they're adding these, they're adding different markets a lot, working to get more markets involved, and so you really can trade, just about everything here. All the big names are here for now on the Nadex. Some of the smaller things, of course, haven't really made its way over yet, but there's still lots of opportunity, a lot of different markets to trade. A lot of different markets to trade just by using the Nadex here. Again, so you see here, these are different markets. I don't actually have anything up right now, but I'll go ahead and just bring something up real quick. We'll just take a look at the S&P 500, take a look at the daily, and you see you got your markets all set up right there. Right below it, you have a little watch list. And you see here, it's my watch list, but if you drop this down right here, it actually gives you a bunch of watch lists that they've already created, and you can access those 2 ways. You've got your watch list from the actual window right here, or you can have the watch lists down here, which you notice I have those active as well, and they give you all the different watch lists, just a little bit maybe easier to see it from this little window versus this drop down. But you can bring up all the different watch lists they've already created for you, create your own, make your own if you just want to drop a couple markets down that you're looking at. That's what I would suggest doing. It helps you be able to keep an eye on several different markets at once. And if you're trading Nadex while you're doing other things like me, if you're, if you've got a day job, if you've got a 9 to 5 that you're working and you're still trying to, have Nadex, those watch lists really make your life a little bit easier when you're trying to multitask and do several different things at once. So those are very, very helpful, very very helpful, keeping everything together, keeping you organized and whatnot. Down below the watch list, you see you've got your open positions. That will tell you any open positions you have, obviously, what your position is, your current, what the current market is, your profit loss, all updated right there. And then, of course, down below you still have working orders. So you can really, like I said, organize these things how you want them. This is kind of how I found it to work for me the best. You can save these workspaces. You can create different workspaces. And you can, really personalize it, make it, how it's easiest for you to trade, and and you can just work around that, work these windows around that. But last thing I want to show you guys here before I let Daryl take over and really get into it here. I want to show you how like I was just mentioning how easy it was to fund this thing. And also kind of the different just a little my account information that you can see. You can see all your different states. This will give you all your different trades that you've done, everything that you've done in the last 24 hours. You can do 6 hours, days, 90 days, 3 months, but 3 months, show right there from your actual from the actual little platform here. So you can, make sure you can keep up with what you've traded, how you've traded, the different, transactions, order history, statements. You can see all that right here with your history. Your account funding. You can see here, making an e-check deposit. This is the easiest way. All you got to do is just fill out your information, and you're funded within within 20 minutes. It's one of the simplest funding processes I've ever been through, as far as with as far as your the ease and the ability time-wise to start trading. This is definitely one of the easiest, smoothest processes I've ever run across as far as that goes. Got your settings down here. You can, reset your password, go over your personal details, preferences, whatnot, and then it gives you all the nice little contact things. If you ever have any trouble with the platform or any of the trading, or just overall confusion about what's going on, it gives you some numbers to call and also some emails as well to get in touch with anybody if you have some trouble. But let's see. Any questions, guys, before Daryl comes on? And Daryl, let me know. Give me a shout. I want to make sure that you're up and ready to go. All right, a couple more minutes, no problem, guys. We have any questions of anything that I just went over here? Let's see, Thomas, in account funding, what are the $500 and $1,000 bonus? I'm not. Is that something that you're seeing on this e-check deposit? Okay. Basically, what it is, Thomas. Yeah, basically what it is if it's your first funding, and yeah, exactly. They'll fund you up to a certain amount. If it's your first funding of the account, they'll fund you up to a certain amount so you can immediately start trading. And then once your account clears, or once your check clears, then they'll give you, of course, the rest of your funds. But if you deposit a check for $1,000, I think they'll give you up to $500 to trade with in real-time funding while the rest is being cleared. So it's just like I said, it's just it's a very easy way to fund, and you can get going within about 15 minutes to trade. So real simple, real easy in that regard. So anyway, guys, thank you for your time. I appreciate everybody coming out to the TradingPub to listen to us today. And with that, Daryl, if you're ready to go, man, the floor is yours.
Hey there. How y'all doing this morning? Awesome. Okay, well, let me see here. Let me go over to a little desktop sharing utility. Launch it. Yes. So on the top there, you'll click on the desktop sharing tab here in a second. There we go. Monitor. Pick a monitor. I think it's 8. There we go. That works. Cool. Does everybody hear and see me? Can you give me an AV on the chat? Audio, video. Hello, hello. Yes. Okay, cool, sweet. All right. Well, we're about to have a report come out. So ISM manufacturing PMI, big number. So we are literally waiting right now, like in the next 2 minutes on this report. That may determine whether or not the trades win or lose. But when I'm already won, I wouldn't be surprised to see it go down. They have it set pretty high up at 51.5 is the expectation. That'd be the highest number we've had in a long time. However, the final manufacturing PMI, not near as important of a number. Did come in, decent, but it actually came in like way above expectations. The highest number we've had in 6 months. So, but that again, that is not as important of a number. Good website for you is market.com, Market Economics, MARKIT. I want to say, let me make sure. Yeah, that's it. It has all the PMI info on it. So, just a good website for getting information. Come on. So we're sort of waiting on this for the moment. Here are all the major U.S. indices. And as you can see, they all gapped. Russell already filled, leading the pack. Nasdaq just waiting to see what's going to happen, and Dow about 50% down already towards that gap fill. Gap fill is between the close of the pit session previous day, which would be Friday, the open of the new pit session. And so market gaps, this works especially well on indices. The reason being the stocks are closed, but the futures are trading. And so there's a lot of unfilled limit orders, and the market exists for one purpose, and it's not to make your indicators correct. It exists for the sole reason, come on. It exists for the sole reason of filling orders. And so they like to fill the orders. Fill that up, come on. Like the Institute for Supply Management. There we go. Okay, report's bad. All right, let's see here, hold on. No. All right, so I just closed out my Dow automatically. And I got my US 500 position left on, and I got my US Tech 100 left on. Let's see here. Hold on one second. One of the things you want to do is always set advanced limit take profit orders, okay? And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you here in a second. Trades. So 1 second. I can watch. There we go here. Look at that thing. Just bam. I still don't know what the number was, but it didn't really matter. On news, it's not so much. I mean, it does help, but sort of confirm things. It's got to come in negative, below expectations. There we go. Yeah, 49.5. Above 50 is good. That was below 50, and it was way below expectations. So, market's going to go nuts for a second. It just fell down. It's catching its breath. Now it's falling down some more. Let's see here. All right, so we got what our Dow gap is filled. I'll let you see what I'm doing here. I have a signal service. Not here to sell it, just telling you. And so I got to keep all of our users up to date. So Dow gap filled, ES 500. Technically, the gap was filled. So let's go over here. I'm going to just go on the side of safety. I'm going to close it. It closed already. Let's see. Sorry, this is when it's live, it's a little bit different. I'm all ordered down at 51.50. Oh, I had it down to 45. Okay, well. All right. It's about to fill. That's where basically I said the market would be if the gap filled. All right, gotta be fair. All right, not taking any risk on the trade. We're just gonna get out. Okay. We go 51.50. Yeah. Then I put a little space in there. Get rid of that or it'll confuse people. Okay. That profit's taken. Let me hop back over. I promise I'll answer any questions you have. I just want to. All right. Nasdaq is saying it's going to hold on and be strong. So we'll see. Okay. Just want to make sure I got these up to date. Dow gap filled, closed trade. Okay. just one more thing. Yeah, like this. Is this okay? Having this up, just sort of going through, actually seeing what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. What do we get out of on our Dow? I just want to see what's at right now. 53, 13, 10. I'll even show you how I figure out the prices here in a second. You can definitely get out of that one. Nobody had a problem exiting that trade. So now I got filled at 53. $13.10 is currently quoting. Okay. There we go. So out of that, got filled. So the only thing we have left now is our NASDAQ trade. We already got 3 of them. I think it'll get there. It'll actually be our biggest winning one if it gets there too. So we got in that one at like $91. The gap's at 26.76. And sorry, using a little more detail. Or yeah, some of you probably never heard me talk this little. 26.76. Okay, yeah. So that's exactly, it was a perfect strike. Okay. All right. So now we're literally just waiting on that one. And let's see here. Oh, below 26.76. Okay, so I got an alert there, so I don't forget. There we go. Those are the main 2 I'm looking at now. Okay, sorry about that, but obviously wanted the trading first. Let's see here. Okay, now sign up for the signal service. Yeah, don't go to apexinvesting.com. If you can, go actually through, go here. And if you'll do that, that way that'll help us know that, hey, you came from Morgan. And just, he gives us a lot of webinars. And so we like to know that, where the source is coming from. And if you can put that on there, that would be very, very good. Go in there, make sure you put TradingPub. The name. You get immediate access. What happens is when you go to the website, I'll show you real quick. If you go to apexinvesting.com/TradingPub, it takes you in. Click on Get Free Access. As soon as you're in, I mean, I'm already in, so it's going to tell me I can't get free access after I already have free access. Then go to Manage P3 Signals here, and you can click Sign Up. It's like $7 for 7 days. You can see it, see if you like it. All the stats are on here. I don't have November's up yet. November just ended Friday, so, but it did good. So all in all, made money. And then, we got a lot of tutorials and everything else. You can check it out. So if it's something you want to, take advantage of. We have a lot of people that were asking for signal service just because they wanted to get up and running fast, and so they wanted something to sort of help them with that. Okay. Let's see here. But yeah, if you could go through the TradingPub link, that just lets us know. because we want Morgan to keep referring, and we want to know that he's referring them. He does an awesome job bringing, I think, a lot of great content on. Okay, let's see here. Just trying to see if there's any questions before I get going. All right, so I guess we can talk about gap fill trades this morning. How's that sound? Since we just did a few of them, right? Okay, so to summarize, y'all like that idea? Gap fill trades? So, is anybody there? Gap fill trades? You like? Yeah? I'd like to see if we, okay. All right, so let's go. Okay, so here we go. Let's start off. I'll start at the beginning. We'll actually walk through the trades. Is on a gap fill, again, it's when the market closed the previous day, okay? The cap, not the cash, but the pit close. And I'm not looking at the SPX, I'm not looking at the spiders, I'm looking at the S&P E-mini futures, and I'm looking at the data without the overnight data. So I have that turned off, okay? So if I was in here, by the way, if you're in like Thinkorswim, you go over here, you go to style, you go to settings, you go to futures, and then you can turn off the highlighted session, okay? So that'll let you easily see the gap fills. The market likes to fill those gaps and bounce. And so the reason it fills the gaps, all those limit orders are sitting there on stocks that haven't been filled yet. And so it starts trending down towards that. And I use several different patterns, and I actually filter them out. I look at tick volume. I look at a lot of different things going on whenever I choose to do it. Usually I choose like pretty early. This morning I was really watching carefully just because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And so I actually didn't get into like 8:33. Usually I get in 8:30. So, and they're very fast. So it's one of the things like you got to grab them while you can, and if you don't, they're over. I mean, this one right here opened up and it was done 15 minutes after. Okay, so they're pretty fast, which is nice. I mean, these are trades you can do constantly, but you sort of have to know which ones to watch out for, which ones to avoid, and all that. Let me show you, like if you're just looking at daily bars. By the way, if y'all have any questions, post them in there. I think you'll probably know by now if y'all been in here before. I don't mind answering questions, so post away. See like here, like gap fill, gap fill, gap fill. You know, right there. Oh, closed, open, gap filled, closed, open, gap filled, closed, open, gap filled. Now I don't take every gap fill just because it's there, but I'm just showing you how often they fill this one. Not so much, so just a flat day. That one didn't happen. That one did fill, but it was, I mean, a lot of these are just really tiny. This one would have been too big. Wouldn't have taken it. This one got filled. This one got filled. This one got filled. This one gap did not fill. Also would not have taken that. Rule for not taking it, I basically go in and if it's bigger than a deviation. So I don't take it. Because the market's already broken, we call that what I call diagnostic deviations. I'm not going to take the trade. So diagnostic deviation, what I do is, well, you probably heard of standard deviation or pivot points or whatever. This is sort of like that, but it's more accurate. I go and I take the implied volatility out of the underlying markets options, so like out of the S&P 500 E-mini futures, the Dow futures, oil futures, gold futures, etc. Take the implied volatility, which is the expected move, implied expected volatility move. So I take the expected move part of the pricing option model, part of the option pricing model out of the option, and basically create my own VIX. So I use up to 3 months and 4 options in each month to extract that IV, make the volatility, and then I tie that into the deviation formula, one that's made actually for short-term trading, so 1 to 5 days. And basically 1 deviation is the most we should expect in a given day. So those are good, profit target, potential points, all of them, no matter what though, if you're directional, like you want to be tightening your stops when it's hitting those levels. So you could go in and you could use them for that. So here, let me update this. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you can use it for, whatever there. And then I'm using the settlement price, not the close price you see on your chart. Okay, this is what floor traders use, all right? This is what hedge funds use. This is what professional traders use. They use settlement price. And they may be the exact same, they may be different. And I'm also using the ones I post on my website. These are the ones that actually correlate to the month the Nadex contract is following. But you can go over here and go to products and trading, Globex, equity index, and then go down there and say E-mini, Then you'll see that settlement number is posted right there. Right here, okay? But no, I just put the settlement number. Notice like last trade is 14.15.75. A lot of times it's very similar, but this one's like $1.50 off. There was that 14.02 versus 14.01. Every trade from basically the last, few minutes of trading or 30 seconds of trading. And basically they're multiplying that trade's price times the volume traded at that price. Then they take that sum of all those numbers and they get the average. So if a share was traded at 14.04 or 14.14.5, and say, that 10,000 shares are traded at that price, they're going to multiply that times 10,000, 14.14.25 times 100 shares, they'll multiply that times 100. They'll take that number, put it together, they'll average it by 1,010, and that's where you get the volume weighted average price, is what it's called, VWAP. Anyway, so you want to trade based on settlement price, okay? And there's Morgan. Let's see. All right, so 14.14.5. Let's see, what else do we got on gap fills? I feel almost, I'm not going to say all the time, but like the ones that I've traded have filled about 85% of the time. The other patterns that I void out, half win, half lose. So that's why I try to do that. And that's one of the services with the P3 is I go through and I evaluate each one of them every day to see if there's changed the minimum requirement. As you can see, I came down to this. Bam, this is what you have to get out when it fills the gap. So again, you have to get out when it fills the gap. Now, if you remember on our site, settlement price, I talk about a little bit more right here under historical deviation levels. And you don't really need to understand settlement price, except just understand that what they do is they take the volume times the price at expiration. Let's see, I might even have an example at the bottom. I do. Look at this, settlement price. So there's your tutorial on that inside of our website. And I have an example. So there's basically this price, this many shares, okay? And that's the weight. And then you take all that and so every one of them times their number of shares traded at that price, then the sum of the weighted average, and then divided by the volume. So this total number right here in the last 30 seconds, and that's the sum of the total value of the volume. And so that's how they come up with like a 1400.25 settlement price, all right? Let's see here, and then, so that'll help you on settlement price for diagnostic deviations. You can watch, or you can read all this, which is helpful. You can also go in and there's like a quick tutorial on this, and there's a longer webinar on it. So both of those will help you out a lot on that, so if you want to do that. But basically, you need to have a realistic expectation. I always teach people there's 4 areas in trading that you need to use for your analysis, and that's fundamental, technical, seasonal, and statistical. And statistical is one of the #1 areas that people leave off of their trading analysis. Basically, how far the market says the market's going to move. And like I said, it's pretty crazy accurate. And like basically every time it hits one of these prices, if you're going in that direction, you'd be tightening your stop. And I mean, even this morning, let's say you were long overnight. Okay, so if we go over here, I'm going to turn off the overnight. Then, so let's say you bought, you got a pro this morning, you decided to buy. Well, when the market hit 1421, you would have tightened your stop. When it hit 1424.4 again, you would have tightened your stop. And notice it did hit that. So when we hit 1420, well, I guess it didn't hit 0.4, but if it gets within, a point or so, I'm tightening it. I'm not going to get that particular. But anyway, so it gets up there, you tighten your stop. And by the way, I'm either trading 10-minute bars or Renko bars. A unique type of, I call them Apex Renko bars because I use a unique type of bar. But there we go. Give me 10-minute bars. There we go. Okay. So I would have tightened it about right here anyway. All right, this would be like where my stop would be after it hit that price. And then all of a sudden the market, I'm like, oh, there's a gap. And it starts pulling down. I'm like, okay, hey, it's time to get in. And so, I mean, that's several clues is that we've hit a deviation. We've actually hit 2 deviations, and we're actually falling below both of them. And that gives me a good idea that, this gap fill may be a real thing. So I'm going to trade it as well. Let's see here. all the stuff will be inside Apex Investing. So once you went to TradingPub's site there, then through the TradingPub week, everything will be in there. If we get a double bottom on the mini Dow, should we buy? I wouldn't buy this because we got a bump now. So we got negative news this morning. One thing that is helping the market, let's see here, do some market commentary. Well, let me stick to gap trading, okay? And I'll come back to some market commentary. There you go. And let's see here. Ghana, who's your Ghana, you can just let me know what you need help with too. We're on a webinar, so I can do it. Okay, so anyway, so we have that up. So gap fill. What do we do for gap fill? Well, this morning, I'm sorry, I'm like right when I'm in the middle of trading is not the best time for me to hop on. It is a good time, I guess, because it's probably the best learning time. So I see the gap 14.21, okay, and I'm expecting the market to go down to approximately 14.15.5. And so knowing that, then I'm going to hop on over to Nadex, okay? So let's go over here. Let me pull up Nadex. And I'm going to pull up the US 500 daily binaries, okay? And again, my target on the S&P this morning was 14.15.5. So we got 14.13, we got 14.16, and we can see here I did 14.16. So because I expected it to get to at least 14.15.5. So if it got 14.16, it did what I expected. All right. So knowing that, then I hopped in and let's see here. 1 second. I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna pull something off here. This is gonna be confusing. Okay, that'll be easier. Okay. Okay, so I hop in and let me open this up. And we're looking at US 500. Go in, now let's get to today's date. Where is it? US 500, December 3rd. Okay, so I sold at $76. All right. I didn't so much care what the binary was at. I wanted the ideal binary on a gap fill, and you're not always going to get this, is the ideal binary on a gap fill is when you can actually choose a binary that is at the same strike as the gap price you're going for. The reason is, okay, so like we know we expect the market to go to 14.15.5. So if I get one at 14.16, I expect the market to hit that strike. You're not always going to be able to do this, just because sometimes there's just not enough room, various reasons. But here's the reason for that is, binaries, time can eat away at their value, right? So, but whether there's 10 minutes left in a binary or whether there's 22 hours or, whatever left in a binary, whether there's 5 days left in a binary, it'll always be worth right around $50 when it's trading right at where the market is. So we can go over here and look at some of the shorter term ones. Let's see, let's find one that's actually trading at where the market is. Let's see here. So this one's trading pretty close to the market, 1417.5. The market's at 1418.25 right now. So it's right in that $50 range. If I go earlier, that one's not. Let's see here. There will be some. So that one's right in that range. So basically, anytime the market is trading at the same price as the binary strike, it's going to be right around $50, give or take a few dollars, okay, for bid-ask spread and all that fun stuff. Since I know that, that means time won't be working against me if that binary gets to be what's at the money, okay, called at the money. So when the market is at the strike price. Knowing that, I go, hey, you know what? Instead of getting one that's way out of the money, can make a lot more money, that where time's going to work against me, then I'm going to choose one that's at the money. And so time will, not work against me. In the sense of, if it gets to my strike, whether it be now or whether it be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll still be able to get out of the thing at $50, okay? So in this case, I sold it at $76. And this is a helpful tip. I went over this on the webinar I did with Morgan last Friday. Is you're going to get the buy side. This is your risk. Okay, so $2 risk, $14 risk, $62 risk. Okay, it's your risk. And then the difference is $100 minus that. So if I buy it for $2, $100 minus 2. So I have a $98 profit potential. So the offer side shows you your buy side risk. All right. Now you can always open a ticket, and it'll tell you that also. It's right there. $3 risk, $97 profit potential. The left side, the bid side, when you're selling, shows you your profit potential, and that's a little backwards. But if you can get this in your head, it makes it make a lot more sense when you see the quote. So if I sell something at $75, I have a $75 profit potential. So what is my risk on the trade? Who can tell me? $75 risk. Am I still coming through? There we go. Okay. All right. Gotta have some interaction. Gotta make sure y'all are picking this up. All right. So yes, my risk would be, if it's $75, my risk would be $25. Okay. So anytime you see a sell for 75, that means $75 is your profit potential. Your risk is $25. If I say buy, okay, so here's a trick question for you. If I see a buy for $75, what is my risk? So if I sell for 75, my risk is $25. A buy for 75, what is my risk? If I buy it for $75. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so $75. So if I flip this around, say buy, then I have $75 risk and $25 profit potential. Anyway, so I don't know if you'll pick that up, but it will help you a lot. It makes this whole little bid offer quote make a lot more sense if you understand. This shows risk. This shows on buys. This shows reward on profit. Yep, got some good answers. So get some gold stars out there. And so if I bought this for $76, then my risk on the trade was, what was my risk on this trade if sold it? If I sold it for $76, what was my risk this morning on this trade? You gotta do math, man. It's trading. Sorry. You don't have to do calculus, but you gotta do math. There you go. Sweet. All right. So $24. This one I sold it for $85 on the rut. So what was my risk? I sold it for $85. There you go. And no cheating by using the ticket, which tells you. All right. And then right up here, if I sold the Wall Street 30 for $80, what was my risk? $20. Sweet. There we go. So I know we got 3 kids who always raise their hand, but trying to get some other people to answer. Let's see here. That's awesome. Y'all are doing awesome too. And then on the small caps, let's see here. I submitted one at like a cent filled at 70. So if I sold at 70, what was my risk? 30. Okay. So because the Russell was taking off, so I sort of had to hop in on that one a little bit later. So I had a little more risk at $30. All right. So now we know what I traded at. We know why I traded it because there was a gap fill. We know how I picked my strike because it was close to where the market settled yesterday. And then to calculate, okay, well, what I make on the trade. Well, remember on this one down here, I was risking $24, right? That's what we came up with on the US 500 from December 3rd, right there. So I sold it at 76, so I risked $24. I bought it back at 51.50. Okay, so what did I make on the trade? This is no different than buying first and selling second. Okay, but so if I sold at 76 and I bought back at 51.50, at 24.50. So yep, close though. That's good. I'd rather you be wrong with commitment. No, you're right there, man. 24.50. So made 24.50. I risked 24. That's 100% return on my risk in a matter of minutes. Okay, I mean that's amazing. Where else can you do that? Okay, where can you buy something for $51.50 and sell it for $74? I mean that'd be a stock trader's dream. Okay, to buy something for $24 and sell it for 48 or whatever, and do it in minutes. So Russell, same thing, hopped in on that one, and we made we made some pretty decent money on that. We sold it. Oh, we bought it back at, let's see here, order filled. Yeah. Oh, okay. So actually, we sold this at 85. We bought it back at 70. So if I sold at 85, my risk was $15. I bought back at 70. I made $15. Right. So, and again, so how am I getting that? All right, 100, because they're always with 100 minus 85, $15 risk. All right, and if I, let's see here, if I sold it 85 bucks and I bought it back at 70, I made 15. So I had a 100% return on my investment in a matter of minutes. That's why when people see like our equity graph, they sort of freak out because they're like, "What? How is that possible?" Exactly, that's a 1-to-1. I want 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So I love 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. There's some people are like, "I want 2-to-1. I want to go up here and I want to buy that $2 binary. I want to make 98 bucks." And you know who you are, right? You're like, "I just went in there because I like that one because I like that return," and so that's the mistake people make. All right. And the number one mistake people make on Nadex is they go in and they go for the big returns, and that greed, pigs get slaughtered, right? Don't try to make the big returns. Just try to make consistent 1-to-1 or higher returns. If you can do that more than 50% of the time, you can live on your trading. All right, so I had a good question that just came up. How do you put in a take profit order? All right, so I'll just throw on, this is demo platform. Other one was live. If I go in here and let's say I am thinking the market's going to go down, so I set an order to sell this one at 82 bucks, okay, 83 bucks, whatever it's at right now. All right, so we'll just put that order on there. We're not placing a live trade, demo trade, just showing you how to use the platform. Anyway, so I got that in there. Now let's say I think the market's going to get down to 1410, okay? So I got there overnight, or yesterday or whatever, Friday. So I think it's going to get down to 1410 for whatever reason. And so what is the market going to be at, okay? What is the market going to be at when it hits 1410? If it hits 1410, what will that binary be worth, approximately? What is the binary worth when the market is at the same price as the binary strike? 50 bucks, exactly. So you can even see right here, 50 to 54.50. What's the market at? It's at 1416.5 right now, okay? 1416, look at this, 1416, 50 to 54, all right? The reason it's at that price is there's a 50-50 chance it'll be there at expiration. That's why it's 50, all right? Because wherever the market's at, there's a 50-50 chance it'll be there at 415. Now, there's something else I can do that's also helpful, okay? And this is actually how I figure out what strike price things will be at. 1410, okay, well, what's the difference between 1416, where we're at, and 1410? Approximately 6 points, right? 1416 minus 1410. Does that make sense? The market drops to 1410, it'll mean it dropped 6 points. Can I get a, that makes sense? Or yes? Okay. All right. So if I think it's going to drop that far, just trying to make sure y'all understand. So if you don't tell me, I don't know. So if I think the market's going to drop 6 points, let's check this out. Binary strike ladder, okay? Right here we got 1410. How far wide, what's the difference between two strikes on a daily US 500 binary? Who can do the math between any one of these individual numbers? How wide are they? 3. Okay. So I know the market's going to move 6 points, right? Or I expect the market to move 6 points. So what will the binary be worth? Let's not talk about time, but what will the binary be worth if the market moves 6 points pretty fast? And this is how I actually pick them for the dailies. Well, if I go over here, the market's going to drop on me already. But if I go over here and I go, okay, if I sold at 80, the market moved up 6 points, or sorry, down. But okay, if I sold at 80, the market moved, I go over here, down 6 points. What would happen is the ask price would be cheaper, right? So this ask column would actually move down. So I could buy it, I could sell at 80, I could buy back at 49.50, 48. You know, right now, of course, it's starting to get less than 6. But so if I think it's going to move down 6 points, I just take the ask column, I could buy it back. You know, basically I just go up 6. So, because that's going to move down $6, which is 2 strikes. So 14.10, 14.13, 14.16. So whatever the 14.16 is trading at right now, that's what the 14.10 is going to be trading at when it moves down 2 strikes. That ought to make sense. You know, when it moves down 2 strikes, it should be worth the same price. And so that's how I know. Now, and so if I'm picking an out of the money binary, that's also how I know if the move's going to be fast. This is when I'll be able to do it. Hold on, I'm looking over my. I got $10 more. Come on, Nasdaq. All right. Anyways, but and that's a nice thing is like time usually would be killing my trade, and sometimes I do have to pick out of the money once, and sometimes it does hurt the trade. Sometimes it works out great and you make more money. But right now I don't care if the Nasdaq takes all day to get there, because if it does get there, I know I'm going to be able to get out at around $50. So does that make sense? If I'm looking at a binary thing, and I have a whole video on this by the way, but I show you, you know, basically you go up like 1, 2, 3, boom, go over. Okay, if you think the market's going to go down. Now let's say if I bought, what am I going to be able to sell for? Okay, so if I bought it at 14, I think the market's going to go up. I'm going to go the opposite way. So let's say I thought it was going to go, you know, up 6 points. So down 1, 2, sell it at $40.50. Buy at 14, sell it $40.50. Okay, sell it at $60. Sell it at $77. So this lets me know how far a binary moves, how much money will I, basically at what price will I be able to get out at, so I know where to set my take profit order. Now, I want to set a take profit order. That's what our whole point was. We think it's going to be right at around, you know, $50. Okay, so we can go in here and we go at this point, you know, how far? Let's see, we're at 819. We're basically at 8. Oh wait a minute, I'm looking at Russell. We go back over. There we go. Okay, so 14, 15. So we think it's going to move about 5 points. So about $50. So we're going to go in here and go, okay, I want to buy this back. So I just click on the green arrow next to the open position. And I'm just going to take 50. All we do is change the price, okay? And now hit place order, and it's going to put it right down there for me. And it's very important, and it sort of makes sense, but it's very easy to make this mistake. That's why it's good to hop on whenever you're, you know, demo, when you're learning how to use a platform. It's easy to enter the price in the wrong direction, especially when you're like selling at 80. But remember, if I want to make money, I always want to sell higher than I buy. I want to buy lower than I sell. So if I sold at 83, obviously I want to put in a buy order below that. Okay? So just sort of help yourself remember that. To make money, I need to buy low, sell high. So if I sold at 83 or sell high, buy low, doesn't matter what order you go in, it's the same number. But so I want to put it in below 83. Okay? And let's say like later I'm like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll be comfortable getting out of 55. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just, you know, updating it. Hit amend order, and then hey, it's changed my price to 55. Okay. Don't go in and create another order. Don't go up here and create an order. Okay. So use this on the open positions, and on your working orders, use this. Now, let's say I had 2 contracts. So let's go in here and let's buy another one. Okay. Whoops. See, that's why you don't do that. That's why I do things in demo. So let's go up here and let's say I have 2 contracts. Okay. And I put a take profit in on one at 50. I go, you know, I just want to get out of one, I'm at 50. But man, if the other one gets there, because that'll be $30. That'll cover, you know, that'll cover my $20 risk on the other side. And do that. Okay, I'll do that. And so now I have one that's going to take profit, but I have the other one left open. The other one, you're like, you know what? I'd like to get out of that one. I got to change the quantity here to 1. I'd like to get out of that one if it gets down to, say, $25 in value. Hit place order. So now I could have actually 2 different levels of working orders. And so you go over here. I promise, Arian does not work for me at all. So I appreciate it, man. You're awesome. So that's really helpful. Going in there and you can put different levels of strikes, take profit orders, everything else. Now I also could go, you know what? I like this, but I don't want to sell it unless I can get it for 90 bucks, and I can actually sell higher to get in. Okay, so I can put this one in there at $90, and now I have a working order up at 90. So if the market, so if it got cheaper, it could actually move into that. And let's see, basically, here's the reason. All the orders on Nadex are what's called limit orders. A limit order means at this price or better. Okay, so again, at this price or better. And so if I put in an order to sell, and the market's trading 80.50, and I go in and I put in an order to sell at 70 bucks, I'm going to instantly get filled. Bam, filled. Because 80 is a lot better than 70, right? Because you want to sell high. So it's instantly going to fill me. So if you want to do a market order, you basically just go in and put the order in, at a better price. So I go in and put this thing at 1 if I want to. And, it's going to fill me right away. Okay? And it's not going to, by the way, they're not going to hold you. They're going to fill you at the price quoted on the screen. So they're really good about that. Nice thing about trading on an exchange versus a bucket shop binary house. And so they're going to, quote you, or basically, and sometimes I get better filled than right on the screen because the market moves, in my favor. It's really cool. And if I'm buying, if I say I want to buy at 94 and I go, you know what, that's pretty high. Let's say I want to buy at 17.50. If I go, I don't want to buy this till it gets, I can buy it for 10. Well, then the order is going to be a working order. Okay. But if I go in here and say, I'm willing to buy this, I'll buy it at 30 bucks. It's worth 30 bucks to me. If it hits 30 bucks, I want to get in. If I hit that, is 18.50 a better price to buy at than 30? So would y'all agree with that? 18.50 a better price to buy at than 30? Okay. So if I hit that, I'm getting filled immediately. So I get filled. Look at that. I got filled at a better price, 16.50. All right. So we'll just tick down to that. So I actually got filled at a better price by doing that. But anyways, so it's going to fill you at the best price if you put it in at basically at a better price, because it's always going to go for the best price. So limit means at this price or better. So you cannot do stop orders. Okay, you can only do limit orders. Let's see here. Does everybody understand how to submit a advanced take profit working order? Okay, one of the other things you may want to know how to do is how do I make it a market order on the fly? So I'm in a working order, like, hey, gap filled, let's get out. Click the green arrow, click the current market price. See that? And it updates your price right here. Now, here's what's important. If I am selling, I got to hit the left side, okay? So, just look at the pink side, okay? Sell. And hit the left side. If I hit the buy side, well, they're not going to let me sell for 83.50, okay, when the market's at 80.50, all right? So I got to sell on the left side here. So if I want the market price, I can hit the left side, hit place order. Okay, now let's say I wanted to buy this contract at market over here. Okay, well then I hit the right side. And immediately I bid my price and I hit amend order, boom, I get filled. Okay. Yeah, take profit orders are awesome when you switch. You put a trade on at night and then you wake up and bam. What's really horrible is if you didn't put it on and it goes to it. Gap fill trades is very, very good also to put your take profit orders in. Just because, the market, these binaries can be crazy volatile. And they may go down there, hit that, and move. Just think about this morning. We saw that big, and it got back there by now. But this morning, think about this right here. It came down and hit it, and it pulled way up. So you would have given up a lot of profit if you weren't ready to get out the second it hit that. Anyway, so that's sort of a gap fill summary. And then one of the things we are working on adding in, which I'm very excited about, is we'll be releasing this in the next couple of weeks. We're doing final testing and cleaning it up, but we're actually going in and putting the deviation levels feeding live into the charts. So this will be very, very helpful for trading. Well, notice I didn't type these in; they all came in. I can go ahead and load. Let's see here. The Dow. Let's see here. I don't know if this one's by the signal service on this. Yeah. So we're loading them all. We're getting all the little kinks worked out. But when they're all done, then we'll have them going. Let's see what it says in the Russell. Come on. There you go. Yeah. See, it's loading in. And But you notice how it goes up. So basically, if you're using this and you took this buy order like from, basically it was long since here. You went in, let's say when you hopped in, early this morning, then this is where you tighten your stop. And then when you hit this price again, you tighten your stop. You probably got stopped out right there. Unless you use the Apex method, you would have actually had your stop right here. And then it moves up again past it. And after past that point again, you definitely be tightening your stops. But you just tighten your stops every time it hits a deviation level. And then you're looking for a reversal off of a deviation level. And once we get that feeding, then we'll go into actually adding in the historical. Then we're going to add in 40 futures markets and like 3,000 stock and index markets. Let's see. All right, so I got to wrap up here. Yeah, we got a different kind of volume too. So we got time volume on Renko bars. If they get assiduously trained on how to figure it out for themselves, yes, I'm actually more proponent of that than I am anything. So that's why I'm constantly doing training, and I have a ton of videos on how to trade for yourself, and I teach you how to use the Apex pattern and everything else. They do work on, some of the stuff works on TradeStation MetaTrader. Everything works on NinjaTrader. I recommend NinjaTrader. We're actually going to build an entire binary platform into NinjaTrader ourselves. We're working on it right now. You can get NinjaTrader for free. You can get free live futures data and free live forex data. So to find out how to do that, just hop over, and once you're in our website on the homepage, you'll see a thing that says, getting started steps. Click here, and I actually take you through like, here's how to get everything for free. So you're like $500 a month in free data. Let's see here. And I would show you how my indicators work, but we sort of ran out of time today. I do have a webinar on Thursday morning. It's free. So I do a lot of free education, just like Morgan does. And I'll show you exactly how they work. And there's also videos in here showing how they work too. But you can register for the webinar right there. I do them every Thursday morning. So if you'll hop on that, then I'll definitely give you all the details. And yeah, so again, to answer your questions, I'm huge on teaching traders how to be self-sufficient. That's why we're actually starting up. I'm going to send out some announcements probably later this week about our training program, which is going from being a novice part-time trader to being a professional trader full-time and everything in between. I think that's all the questions I got. So hop on over. Also, we have a forum. So if you have any questions, and we just had this awesome discussion that went on. Sorry, last thing, and I'll wrap it up. We have a forum on here where we go through and you can post questions. And like here's a binary one, and this one's just been going to town lately. Picking up quite a bit. But we started this whole like neutral trading strategy, going back and forth. And we were talking about like how do you do neutral trading? If you want to do an iron condor, what would you do? And I lay out the risk reward, the things you got to consider. And so basically, you post ideas, I reply. Other traders post ideas, they reply. So as you get ideas on trading on binaries, you can hop on here, and I'll be glad to chime in. But I probably spent 45 minutes replying to this forum post on it. P3 stands for probability, profitability, and planability. So profitability, how much do you make when you win versus how much do you lose when you lose. Probability, what's your win-loss ratio, and planability, your actual ability to execute the trade. And all right, so I hope everybody has a great trading day, and I'm gonna let you go, hand you on back over to Morgan, and I look forward to seeing some of y'all on Thursday. So hop on there, and free members area, get access to all sorts of stuff. Sorry, back on to Colin. You standing over to Morgan.